Hey dude, if I wasn't already making money online and I wanted to make 20 grand a month in the fastest time frame possible, this is exactly what I would do step by step. So without further ado, let's get over to the whiteboard here and I'm going to show you exactly what I would do. I would start out first and foremost is thinking about what I call the triple P. Now the triple P is person, problem, / pain. Okay, it is really key before you build a product or service that you are very, very clear about who you want to help and what problems you want to help them to overcome. Now, for bonus points, it helps if the problem or the pain that you are helping with are in these specific categories. Health, and that includes vanity, so helping people to look better, okay? Wealth, so making or saving money. Relationships, so helping people get dates, helping people find love, helping people improve their current relationships. Or pain, so that is physical pain, right? Either getting out of physical pain if they're already in it, or avoiding physical pain in the future. If you can help people in those specific categories there, health, wealth, relationships, or pain, you're going to make a lot of money because people will pay a lot of money to have those problems solved. Now, it makes sense for you to identify for yourself, well, which of these areas am I most likely to be able to help people in, like based on my experience, my passions, my credentials, things that I've done in my life. So for me, it was health, right? It was helping people to get in shape, look and feel their best. I was in shape myself. I was a qualified personal trainer. I'd been interested in fitness for most of my adult life. And so when I decided to start making money online, that was the area that I naturally leaned towards, okay? Now, the next part of this equation is, and again, we're going to keep on the theme of P's, we're going to look at product. And actually, this is maybe counterintuitive to some of the advice that you've perhaps seen online. But I honestly believe that this should be the next thing that you focus on outside of, okay, who am I going to help? Obviously, you need to be clear first on who you're going to help and what you're going to help them with. You can't build a product until you know those things. But then all of your focus and attention from that point moving forwards should be on what is the product? How do I make the product as good as I possibly can? Okay. Now, there's a couple of points to think about here. What are the deliverables? And when I'm thinking about the deliverables, I'm also thinking of things like scalability. Okay. So let me give you an example of this, right? If my deliverables are, it's a one-to-one coaching or consulting business where I'm helping people improve their health. If I decide that my deliverables are that I'm going to speak to every client on a call, or I'm going to meet them in person every week for 1 hour every single week. And this is what personal trainers on the gym floor do, by the way, right? And there's nothing wrong with this. And there's personal training on the gym floor is where I started my business. It's a great place to get experience and knowledge, etc. But if that is your business model long term, you're going to limit yourself in terms of the amount of people that you can work with because this is a limiting factor. You seeing each client for 1 hour a week means that you can only work with a certain amount of clients before you reach your capacity to see people, okay? So I'm always thinking about scalability when I'm thinking about my deliverables, okay? I'm thinking about what do my clients need? Okay, what do my clients need to get the result that they come for? Okay, if we're staying on the theme of health, they're going to need some sort of bespoke plan that's going to meet them where they're at and take them where they want to get to. They're going to need accountability. They're going to need support, guidance from you, their coach. They're going to need resources, assets, and they're going to need education, right? So I start building my product based around this really important question of what do they need, okay? Also, a sub-question here is, what do they not need? And again, you can often fall into the trap, and I see so many coaches make this mistake, of falling into the trap of delivering things for the sake of delivering things because we think that more is more. We think that if I add this 100-page PDF into the onboarding process, that you're somehow adding value because there's more stuff. But what actually ends up happening is you overwhelm your clients, you actually take them further away from their goals, and they start to tune out from your process if they don't see immense value in every piece of what they're receiving from you from the offset. So you have to be really careful about what is it that I'm actually giving to my clients, and do they need it, and what do they not need, and being careful about what gets included into your product, okay? Once you've kind of fleshed out your product, the next thing that we need for us to start making money online is we need proof. I'm going to try and keep this stupid simple by having them all start with P wherever I can, right? In fact, I reckon I can make them all start with P. I haven't really thought this through. But proof. Now, there are two types of proof. There is your own social proof, things that you've achieved yourself in your lifetime. You know, again, for me, this was quite easy because I was in shape. I was walking the walk. I understood training and nutrition. So it was quite easy for me to share that proof. So that's one type of proof. Another type of proof is what you've achieved for your clients, okay? Have you helped other people achieve the things that you say you can help them with? Now, the tricky thing is that when you're starting out, it is difficult to showcase proof of clients because people don't want to pay you unless you can prove that you can help people. So Alex Hormozi had this incredible idea that he actually used with his personal training business as well that I absolutely love. Is he basically got on board 10 clients who didn't pay him, but they did, and the reason that he did this, and I want to make this really clear, is they paid a charity. Now, the reason they paid a charity to work with him for, I think it was like 90 days, is if you have people enroll in a process like a weight loss program or something like that, whatever your service happens to be, and they have no skin in the game, they are not financially invested, the likelihood of them achieving a result and becoming a testimonial for you is very, very low. People need skin in the game. They need to be financially invested. This is why free information on the internet isn't, no matter how good the information is, it is not going to be as effective as paying a coach or a consultant or a mentor to guide you through that process, because it increases your accountability and you are financially invested in the process. Okay. When someone hands over their hard-earned cash, they pay attention. Okay. So what Alex did, which I thought was absolutely genius, is he said, look, I don't want your money. I want you to invest, I think it was $1,000 into the chosen charity of your choice. You prove to me that you've done it, and then I will personally coach you for free for 90 days and get you an amazing result. And that was the catalyst for him getting the proof that he needed to launch his business. Okay, so that is a really fantastic way of doing this. And if you're somebody who is struggling with social proof, consider adding that into your strategy. The next thing that we need to start doing is posting. I told you I could keep this on P. Okay, now posting, I'm referring to creating social media content. And really what we're doing here is creating awareness. Okay, there are different levels of awareness. And we want your audience, no matter how big your audience currently is, even if it's 0, we want to start building an audience of people who are aware of the problems that you help people solve and your solutions, okay? Because then that's going to lead on to the final P in this equation, which is where you guys are going to start getting, and I'm refraining from saying it until I've written it, paid. Now we can start to get paid because, and look, let me draw this out. You know, the person that you help and the pain and the problem that you help them with, you have an incredible product that helps them get the result. You have the proof now because you've done some sort of case study launch as per this kind of Alex Hormozi approach or something similar. You're posting, so now you have awareness. People know what you do, and now you can be paid for your services. That is it. That is the exact roadmap. Now, obviously, this is a grossly oversimplified version, but if you were to whittle it down into the action steps required to go from not making money online to making significant amount of money online in the fastest time frame possible, this is what you need to be doing. Person, product, proof, posting, and paid. You're going to get paid. So if you found that video enjoyable, then I will chuck some more videos up here for you to watch. And if you have found it useful, then drop a comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Peace.